Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. We have a giant stack for just 1 week. Do you believe this nonsense? Look at this. And there's 2 books from the stack I don't even read. It's huge. So let's go right on to Vengeance of the Moon Knight, number 4. See, I was iffy about this book, because we have Hunter's Moon. Oh, writer is Jed MacKay. Artist is Alessandro Cappuccio. I was worried about this book because of the, not the artwork. The artwork's awesome. I mean, look at this huge page right there with Tiger and Hunter's Moon. But they're like, there's a new Moon Knight. There's a new Moon Knight. We don't know who he is. He doesn't deserve to be Moon Knight. Well, folks, in this issue, we find out who the Moon Knight is. It's dumb. There we go. We'll leave it at that. I doubt that there's... I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Moon Knight. So let's go to a good book then. The Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries, issue 4. That's another 4. And I know where the credits are. Hold on a minute. Let me get there. Written by Shally Fish, drawn and colored by Megan Huang. And people in Gotham are turning into what you and I would call a gargoyle. But we would be wrong. A traditional actual gargoyle, which apparently in Gotham City there are many, is the gargoyle that has its mouth open that uses it as a rain spout. A gargoyle that's just for decoration with its mouth closed with no actual function is not called a gargoyle, it's called a grotesque. So, go figure. And the bad guy, when they figured it out, was kind of cool. There's some few in-jokes, back to the TV show back in the day and stuff. This is just a great book. It's always a great book. Go buy this book. Go buy the old collections. This is only on issue 4. I'm sure you can haunt the back issue bin and get the first 3. Do it. Speaking of another great book, Birds of Prey, number 8. I can't believe how much fun I have with this book. Let me see if I can find my credits, though. They always put them in the oddest places in some of these books. Why can't they just have them in the front where they belong? Is it all the way in the back? Hold on. So you want to kind of, there we are. Kelly Thompson is our writer. Javier Pina and David Lopez are our artists. And I mean, seriously, look at this artwork. This stuff is gorgeous. It's funny because Big Barda was confused and thought that the clothes were what was causing the monster thing. So they were undercover at a lingerie thing, and Barda lost her clothes. She took them off. And to block her, they used a Kirby Big Barda face to block her butt cheeks. So you can see that that's hilarious. This is a great book. This is so much fun. And it's setting us up for another big adventure for the next issue. Alright, Blue Beetle number 8. Remember how much I liked last issue's Blue Beetle? Yeah, that didn't happen again. Let me, apparently one of the people used to be a famous person from Bloodhaven, like music-wise, so they gave up their thing. They didn't want to have it anymore. I think they were the Green Beetle. I don't know. It's like some sort of weird Care Bear thing, I guess. So, this one is written by Josh Trujillo. Adrian Gutierrez is our artist. And something terrible is happening with a giant robot. And some guy named Overthrow. I think the robot's name is Pinnacle. Of course it's called Pinnacle. I don't know what's going on with this book. Take it to that. We'll keep up for a little bit. I'll give it a year. How's that sound? We're at issue 8. 4 issues. Buck it up, DC. Number 8, again, Captain America. This is a pretty good book. J. Michael Straczynski is our artist. He's our writer. Artist is Carlos Magno. And last issue he left Mr. Rogers. That sounds wrong. Captain America, Mr. Rogers, shows up in a sweater and talking all nice to you. No, he kills lots and lots of monsters in this because they're not actual things anymore. They're like dead things that have been reanimated, so he gets to just basically go at these things in another dimension. He's got this special crystal shield he can look through, because if you look at the monster directly, you'll go insane, like Cthulhu, I guess. I don't know. So he's got to go recruit some people. And this is a nice setup. I like the artwork. It's an interesting story. It's nice to have Captain America back. You know, a book that's, Captain America-centric. Good idea if it's, Captain America. Dark Souls, The Willow King, number 3. What's to say? I don't play the game. I have never played the game. Written by George Mann. Artwork by Mann House. Mann House. M-A-A-N. Mann or Man. The bad guy or the good guys are coming to get the Willow King. The artwork is gorgeous. Read it. I would tell you to read this. If you like the video game or the board game, apparently there's a board game. Yeah, this is really, really good. The art is super freaking spooky and moody, and it feels like you're always staring at like the cover of a really good heavy metal album cover. That's how it feels to me anyways. And fun times. I still won't play the game, but that's alright. Doctor Strange number 14. When last we left Doctor Strange, he and his cohorts were playing a D&D kind of knockoff. Cabalorum Part 2. Jed McKay is our writer. Pascal Ferry is our artist. Baron Mordo has shown up. At the end of this, they pick on Baron Mordo something fierce. It's hilarious. I mean, just not well done. I mean, well, no, it is well done. And Taskmaster is hilarious. They keep a running joke where Doctor Strange in his inner monologue says, I shouldn't have left my friends and Taskmaster. And then when he sees them in person again, there's another, he does it like 2 or 3 times. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. We're almost there. I promise. Oh, maybe not. Well done, my friends. And Taskmaster. So, yeah, good times. Mordo, they pick on Mordo. They're like, well, I don't want to put him in jail. I don't want to put him in jail myself. You know, he's like, usually you have the good grace to die when your schemes go south. So, just mocking him. So, good times. Very good. Now we're getting ready to do the tie-in to Blood Hunt about vampires. So, I will probably still purchase my comic books during the crossover. My comic books are going to suck that are involved in the crossover. That's just how it works. This one I was really excited before until I read it. Godzilla vs. Power Rangers Volume 2, Number 1. The first one was epic. Such a good time. Story by Cullen Bunn. Art by Baldemar Vivas. Cullen did a fine job with it. Unfortunately, the previous series of Godzilla versus the Power Rangers was done by a completely different artist who was, what's the word I'm looking for? Good. The art for this blows. I mean, I looked for this is his idea of a Godzilla drawing. Ugh. There's a couple panels here. I'm pretty sure they didn't even bother inking. Because you're like, oh, we're going to do this special effect thing. And then they have a Psycho Ranger Ghidorah. Why is Ghidorah talking? Kaiju don't talk. So, yeah. So the original artist for the first one, I think, do you believe it was Freddie E. Williams II who did the original art. So awful is how much this art is. So awful. Am I still going to buy it? Well, of course not. Don't be stupid. But awful. There's a thing in the back that lets us know all the cool stuff that's coming out for Godzilla. There's a 70th anniversary anthology coming out. A Mechagodzilla anthology. A new series called Godzilla Skate or Die. When Godzilla makes landfall in Australia. And there's Australia skater punks. And they're making a sequel to Godzilla Here There Be Dragons. Which was fair. It was okay. It wasn't a great story because they messed up when they said Hedorah would have been around then. Because, no, he wouldn't have. Alright, King Kong 5, the penultimate issue. I always knew this was a 6-issue miniseries, so I wasn't so bad about it. Writer is Alex Cox. Artist is Tommaso Bianchi. I think it's Bianchi, not Bianchi. And we have our gentlemen that are on the wrong side of the war. If you know what I mean. World War I do believe. And they're trying to get across Skull Island, and Skull Island is got enough problems for normal-sized people, even if you don't bring up Kong. And we have one more issue to go. It's an interesting storyline. I like what they did with it. Kong's more of just shows up for 2 or 3 panels, which I'm not really fond of. Speaking of, if I've already told you to go watch the new Godzilla Kong movie, I'm telling you again. Alright, 2 more to go. Which one should we... Oh, let's do this one first. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 miniseries, Fang the Hunter. Story is Ian Flynn. Pencils are Thomas Roethlisberger. Dang, Thomas, your name almost didn't fit in there. When last we left the Fang and the Hunter Gang, they got picked up by Eggman or Robotnik, whatever you want to call him, and he wants them to work for him to go find this new Chaos Emerald and to get his new flying battle station back that apparently left and didn't bother coming back. This is funny. This is funny. I mean, it's really, because Eggman's calling the guy in charge of the battleship, some big robot, and he's like, I tell him to come back, and he's like, well, they're like, apologies, we're testing the navigation systems. That's what you said last time. We're calibrating the engines. You said that the time before. We're performing a windshield stress test. I order you to return to base. Apologies, bzz, you're breaking up. Bzz, we're going through a tunnel. Bzz, you're in the sky. Why would you go through a tunnel? So yeah, there's some real fun on here. Sonic doesn't get to run, so he's bored. Fang and his boys have got to go find the super secret that probably doesn't exist, Chaos Emerald. Because every time he tells somebody who's familiar with Chaos Emeralds, they tell him, what? No. So, and the artwork is awesome. I like the way Eggman looks in it. They made him just the roundest thing with the giantest mustache. You know, like Eggman should be. So, it's good time. This is a good book. I really didn't think I was going to like this miniseries, but it's fun. All right. Sensational She-Hulk. Number 7. We have Rainbow Rowell writer. Igara is our artist. And so Jack of Hearts and Jennifer Walter She-Hulk are on the sun. Well, they're not on the sun. There's a satellite place you can party. So they wanted to get away from it all. So they were doing that. And he runs into his old girlfriend, Ganymede, who is a warrior nun from space. She was in the Silver Surfer comics a lot, and they had the thing for each other. And I'm pretty sure Jack had the thing for her because he knew that they couldn't do anything. Warrior nun must avenge her sister, but sister's been avenged, and now she can drink and party with everybody else. And she gets hired to get rid of somebody who destroyed Dropper, he of the Hordes. What do you want to call it? His horde. Dropper lost half of his horde because She-Hulk beat the you know what out of the horde. So now Ganymede is taking up the job to work for the horde guy, whose name already has escaped me. I don't remember Ganymede at all. I didn't buy Silver Surfer when that came out. So now they're having a breakup on the sun, and somebody repossessed her car because she got a ticket for speeding. No one knew you could go speeding in space. Like, that's a thing. So it's all right. It was funny. There's a lot of funny stuff in it. It's She-Hulk. She doesn't talk to us yet. She hasn't broken the fourth wall in this particular series. That's an old John Byrne trick, which I just picked up the essentials for that at the library. See, you go to the library and get comic books you don't even own. It's like this thick. It's full of comic books. I mean, that particular issue, I bought some. I borrowed some other comic books from the library. I've not bought comic books from the library unless it was a book sale, and then I picked up some things. So anyways, Sophie Feel, we did not see you this weekend. We did go to my mother's 80th birthday party. She got all 4 of her children in one place at one time, which I thought was an amazing feat in and of itself. So that was fun. Then Martha and I went to Oig Fest, which I had to go because my favorite band of all time, the Cult of Space Gull, and they gave an amazing show. I have a new favorite band called Stonecutters. Stonecutters pretty good. Yeah, they're crazy fast. The one guy's hands are just blurring while he's playing the guitar. And it was a good time. So for the rest of you, like I'm always telling you, see, we can do the count. Hold on. Let's see, superhero. I think actually superheroes are going to win. Hold on. Yeah, Dark Souls, Godzilla, Kong, Sonic, 4 out of 13. Yeah, so superheroes won this time. But like I said, I went to the library today. I have this many comic books I had to read for this show, and I still borrowed comic books from the show, knowing I'll read them during the week at work. So you can get them there. Like I always say, if you got pocket change, go to your local comic book store, look in the quarter bin, 50-cent bin, dollar bin. They got some kind of bin like that. Because, see, they have to buy so many of an issue if they want the cool, expensive variant cover to sell to some person that's going to, want that special cover because they're a sucker. Because if you take the cover off a comic book, they're all the same on the inside. Anyways. But yeah, you can read them online for free. You can find artists that don't put out comic books, that do like comic strips and stuff that might be something more up along your line. They have comic books about everything. If you can't find a comic book about it, you're not looking hard enough. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for going along with the giant stack. I decided not to wait a week and do 2 at a time because we probably would have got another 13 count and we would have been here all freaking day. So until next time, go read a comic book.